Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today we're going to be taking coasters, whether they're recycled from a restaurant or maybe they're brand new, but we can transform these basic coasters into some beautiful vintage style ornaments. Won't you join me? Here are 3 of them that I have made using the round coaster. Look how it sparkles. And we have a bead hanger right here. And then on the opposite side, we have a paper flower and a little bit more shimmer. Oh, I love how this has turned out. You could hang it on a tree. You could hang it on a lamp. You could hang it absolutely anywhere you want a little bit of Christmas decoration, even from your car rear view mirror. Then there's this one here, and it has a couple of dangles and even a tassel and a lovely little angel, and it says Merry Christmas right there. On the other side, we have a star, and we have lots of sequins going around with a bead in the center of the sequins. Now this one actually has a swivel. It's a fishing hook swivel. It looks like that. And you're able to hang it from the swivel and then it will spin around so you can see both sides of the decoration. This one here has a chain tassel. It says 24th Christmas greetings. It has the same bell picture on it. It's a digital. I believe it's a Roxy's creation. And we have the sequins with green centers. And then on this side, we have the gold sequins with red centers and a Santa, and it says greetings. Now this, I made the hanger from a thrifted necklace. And so that's really pretty as well. I love how these sparkle. I'm going to start with my coasters. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover, actually I'm going to cover this one because I've already covered a circle one. So let's pick out a design. This is Joyful Christmas Bow Bunny, and I purchased this last year. I'm not sure I even used one page out of it, but we're going to use a page out of it this time. Let's do this green color. Now I want to cover this front and back, and if I'm careful, I think I might be able to do it. I'm going to use my Yoo-Hoo glue stick, and I'm going to apply my glue onto my coaster. I'm also going to take my art glitter glue, and I'm going to glue around the edge just to make sure that I get the edges glued down. And now I'm going to place my paper on top. And I want to get as close to the bottom of this paper that I can. So hopefully I can get both sides covered with one sheet. Next, it's time to trim out the coaster. Now let's see if it will fit. Oh, I do think it will. All right, so a little bit more glue stick and a little bit more wet glue around the edge and placing it onto my paper. And then I'm going to need to trim this out too. There's a little bit of red right there. That's going to be just fine. I think I want to round these corners. Oh, it may not fit. Nope, it's not going to fit in there. So I think I'll just barely take the corners off just so they don't bend. Here's the one that I've already covered that's red, and I did put some glitter on the edge. I put a hole in it with an eyelet. Now, if you don't even have a hole punch, you can simply take some ribbon and you could make a loop and then glue it down like this. And I would actually do this loop on both sides so that it would hang straight. So that's an option if you don't have a hole punch. Let's go ahead and let's punch a hole in the center. I'm going to need to mark where that center is. It's about right here. Using my standard hole punch, I'm going to punch out a hole. There we are. Now I'm going to grab an eyelet and I'm going to place my eyelet in my hole, in the hole. You don't have to use an eyelet. It will be perfectly fine if you don't have eyelets and you leave it plain. When using eyelets, you need a front and a back. You do need both of them to make it work properly. This is 3/16 grommets eyelets set, and it comes with the front and the back. If you don't have the back to go with the front, there's nothing for this metal piece to grab onto except for the paper, and eventually it will come out. There we are. We have our eyelets set. So let's go ahead and let me show you how I got some gold on the edge. You're going to want to use your glitter. You could use silver, you could use gold, you could use red, you could use absolutely any color that you want. I always get an extra piece of paper, and then I take my wet glue, it doesn't matter what brand, and I'm going to apply my glue right here on the top part, or on this part, top and sides, all the way around with my glue. Now if you accidentally get a little glue on the side, like there, like I have, it will not matter. It will be just fine. This is not something that you need to worry about being perfect with. In fact, sometimes when it's not perfect, it's really more attractive. So around I go with my glue, and it's kind of filling up that space because there's a gap, because the coaster's thick and you put paper on both sides, so there is a little bit of a gap. Now I'm going to place my glitter on my paper like this. And then I'm going to lightly put my coaster edge into the glitter. Just lightly. I'm not pushing down hard. I'm not even going all the way down to the paper. I'm just putting it in that glitter. Tapping it off. And then it's going to need to dry. But isn't that pretty already? I think you can tell it's going to be gorgeous. So for easy cleanup, all you'll need to do is roll your paper up, bring your container of glitter back over, and pour it in and giving your paper a tap. And there you go. It's nicely cleaned up. Let's start with this one since it's already dried. If you've made some clusters, you could use a cluster on here, and that would be super cute. If you have some fussy cuts, you could use some fussy cuts. And I took my fussy cut and I put the wet glue around the edge and I dusted it in glitter. So it looks just like that. And I think that's a really pretty way to go with the Santa with the green jacket. I have a green velvet bow here. I thought maybe I would place this possibly on the side like that. I also have some gold bows. I think I purchased these from Walmart. So you could do something like this. Even add it on top like that and double the bow. Make a double bow. That would be pretty. This year at Hobby Lobby, I picked up this. I picked this up in the summer. Well, it was very late summer. And I picked up this. And you could use something like this if you have something that you've picked up. You could pop that on there. And if you want to jazz it up a little more, you could put the gold around the edge. Or maybe you grab those Christmas trees that they had. That's really pretty on there. The green really pops nicely. Maybe you have some fussy cuts. You could add fussy cuts onto here, like I've done here. You could do vintage look. You have some vintage pieces. It's super cute. You can change it in the style that you are decorating in your home. You could give these out in Happy Mail. You could tie them onto a package. That's always fun. There's another thing that you can do. So here are my sequins. Now I have standard type sequins. I have little star sequins. Now the standard size sequins I put like this. Let me see, I think I have another light. I have green seed beads in the center of these gold, maybe you can see better here. There are red seed beads in the center of the gold sequins, and it just really adds a lot to a sequin. But if you don't have a bead, you don't have to add one to the center, but it's really pretty if you do. I found that the easiest way to apply sequins onto your paper is to take your wet glue. Glue sticks aren't going to work for this project. And just start with a line of glue around the edge like this. And this is a mechanical pencil. A regular pencil would work too, but I'm going to remove the lead. I've pushed the lead back up into the pencil. And I'm just going to get a little bit of glue on the end of my pencil, and I'm going to do these stars. I'm going to pop the star right into that glue, because the glue on the end of the pencil picks up the sequin, and it's super easy to apply this way. I came up with this when I was young. I used to decorate blown eggs, and I would decorate them with sequins and beads, and this is how I picked up the sequins. Now, I don't know if this is a thing, but there was no internet back then, and this is just how I found was the easiest way to pick them up and to lay them down. Now, when this dries, you will not be able to see, let me see. You will not be able to see the glue at all. And it's really, really pretty. Look how shimmery that is. It's absolutely gorgeous. It takes a little bit of time, but it's really, I find it to be quite fun. And you just keep going until you get all of the circle covered, whatever sequin you have chosen. Or even flat back beads will work, like a flat back pearl. You could put those down. That would be fine. Whatever it is that you have would be really pretty going all the way around your coaster that you're turning into a beautiful vintage style ornament. I'm putting some big ones down, I'm putting some little ones down, I'm mixing it up. I am truly not paying attention to if I do, I'm not doing any order at all. I'm just randomly picking up the stars and popping them into the glue. Let's finish this off. I've gone completely around and the glue will dry clear. And all you'll see are the beautiful star sequins. All right, while the red one is drying, the one we just did, let's go ahead and bring our square back in, and it is dry enough that we can continue. It's quite gorgeous. I think for this one, I'd like to put a little 1/8 inch satin ribbon through my hole here, and tie this so that we can use it to hang our ornament. I have some dangles here that I've made. Oh, I made these a long time ago. We made a video on it. That was a long time ago. And we've got some bells. These are really pretty bells. I think maybe a bolt pin would be nice. These are larger gemstones, and maybe we'd want to put one in each corner, maybe something like that. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of playing it around. I also have a green one, and so I think I have green and red. That's an option. I'm just trying to give you ideas of things that you might say, oh, well, I have some of those. I can get those out, and I could use that. So you can find what you have at home, and then you can incorporate that into your ornament that you're making. So let's bring in some of these fussy cuts that I have. Also, you can hang it this way. You don't have to hang it this way as a square. You could make it a diamond and you could hang it this way. I kind of wish I had done that. But anyway, I didn't. So let's continue. So we could put a pretty tree on there. We could put Santa coming down out of the chimney. We could put a Santa's head. We could put that there. I think I kind of like that. We can put a bigger picture here. I'm trying to see which two go together. I think I'd like to use the Santa head that I purchased from Hobby Lobby this year. I'm thinking that maybe some of you also have a Santa head. So then maybe you can get some ideas by using the Santa head. Now, do we want to edge this in some gold glitter? I think the answer is yes. I think it will really jazz it up. And I'm also thinking maybe we could even outline his hat, maybe something like that. I don't know. We're just going to give it a go. Now, I'm not doing the edge. I'm actually doing right there on top. Alrighty, let's try that. Let's see how that looks. So I'm going to shake this out and lay this right on top, just like that. Now, we're going to have to get a paintbrush and brush this off or possibly blow it off. So I'm going to take it to the trash. Oh goodness, look how pretty that turned out. Alrighty, so I didn't get enough on this portion right here. So let's do this again. I'm going to lay it down in, give it a shake, and then pick it back up. Oh yeah, that got covered nicely. Now you could either use the brush or you can just simply blow it off. I'm blowing it into the trash can. Oh, I just really think that looks lovely. All right, let's see how it looks on our coaster. But I first need to put all of this back in its container. Oh goodness, that really looks nice on there. I made a bow out of some decorative ribbon, and I'm thinking maybe I could just glue it right there on the top and have this be very simple. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Now I'm going to use my hot glue gun for this. You can use regular glue. I just wanted to make sure that it gets stuck down and it's not moving around on me, especially since that glue is still wet with that glitter on there. And then let's place the bow right there at the top. Okay, and then you can twist this a little bit, twist the ribbon just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of movement, and then glue it down. And then I'm going to twist this one, give it a little bit of movement. Oh, how cute is that? I thought I opened one of these. I don't know what happened to it. I thought I did, but anyway, here's another one. Let's see about putting this right in the center. Oh, goodness gracious. Isn't that adorable? Like I said, it doesn't have to be lots of sequins. You don't have to go to a lot of work. This would be fun to make with the grandchildren. You could write their name on it. You could write the date. And then you could hang it on the tree. I think that is absolutely adorable. Let's see that red one with the sequins. Let me get it. Okay, so it's mostly dry. There's a little bit that's not dry there, but I think we can work with it. So what shall we do with this one? Oh, I thought I would use this Santa Claus and this satin bow. So let's put put this bow on the side like this. All right, so I grabbed a couple of the bells. I have a green bulb pin here, and I was thinking maybe we could add the bells on the bulb pin. Okay, I placed it sideways so that it would hang down straight. I have a little bit of baker's twine here in the red and white, and I thought, let's go ahead and let's loop this on here first, and then take the ends and place the ends through that and pull it. All right, so that's going to be the hanger for this one. And then we've got our Santee, and we have our little velvet bow. I'm thinking, would it be cuter with the red bell? I'm thinking maybe it would. So I'm going to change it out for the red bell. Yeah, I like the red bell better. It shows off a little bit more. So I'm going to glue this over on the side. And once again, I'm going to use a hot glue because I want it to be glued down right away. If I wasn't doing a video, I would just use my wet glue. And then let's glue this on the side like this. And that's a very simple design, but oh, how cute is that? So we have made two together, or you could do a lot more elaborate things if you want. And here are some examples of making it maybe a little more elaborate if you want to do that. But I know that you will have great fun making these vintage style ornaments using coasters. You can turn them into beautiful ornaments for your tree, for Happy Mail, to make with your grandchildren, to give as gifts. Oh my goodness, you guys, I've had great fun. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.